Okay. Now that okay, that's over. Let me go ahead and get back to reading A Mirror for Artists. Okay. The promise of uh, distribution is equally deceptive. One thing has observantly happened that nobody counts on first appears as when industrialism first appears as Messiah. It has been generally assumed that the art ha- the art to be distributed will naturally be good art, but it is just as easy to distribute bad art. In fact, it is much easier because bad art is more profitable. Excuse me, yeah, kind of is true. I've been noticing that a lot lately. My brother is trying to get involved in it. One of my brothers, and people are just snapping that up like crazy, and I'm like, and I've got a degree and been practicing for X many years. And okay, let me digress. Okay, the shop girl does not recite Shakespeare before breakfast. Ford's hired hands do not hum themes of Beethoven as they go to work. Instead, the shop girl reads the comic strip with her bowl of patent cereal and puts on a jazz record while she rouges her lips. She reads the confession magazines and goes to the movies. The factory hand simply does not hum. The Daily Mirror will do for him with pictures and titles that can be tropa- tropically eyed. The industrialist in art, that is, the Hollywood producer, the McFadden publications, the Tin Pan Alley crowd, the Heidelman Juice Blue Book will naturally make their appeal to the lowest common denominator. I definitely don't know any of those guys. I know a little bit of uh, Hollywood history. Okay, let's get back. They know the technique of mass production, which, if applied to the arts, must invariably sacrifice quality to quantity. Small margins of proof, large scales, the technique of forcing the market through salesmanship and high pressure advertising will all work havoc, nor have we much reason to hope that the ravages will eventually be limited to the vulgar enterprises I have named, of which the movies offer perhaps the most convincing example. This guy is really bashing a lot of stuff that uh, we take for granted. Well, 1930, they still are learning to do movies and production movies and uh, big Hollywood glamour, and they got the speakeasies and stuff. And this is 1930, so this is a little bit before. The only thing I can remember is about around that time is The Wizard of Oz and uh well, let me get back. What have we to hope for when immense critics sell their prestige and ability to book clubs whose entire scheme of operation is based on the technique of mass production. when publishers gain to intimidate the methods of William Wrigley and Linda E. Pinkham. What? I definitely don't know who these are. I know a little bit of history because I had art had a whole bunch of history in it, and then my minor had a whole bunch of history in it, and government and stuff. Okay, let me get back. What? But a gradual corruption of integrity and good taste, a preference for the mediocre and safe, if not for the possibly bad. The magnificent possibilities for distributing art becomes appalling opportunities for distributing bad art. Yeah, kind of. Okay. One has only to glance at a magazine of large circulation and the advertisement columns for review, if not at the articles themselves. At the General Critique Confessions of New York to see what inroads have already been made. At this point, somebody might argue that the lower classes never produced or enjoyed good art anyway, and the number of persons of good taste is steadily increasing. This objection would ask us to view good art as an aristocratic affair. It does not It cannot be gained without ignorance, without ignoring history, which shows that art in its great periods have rarely been purely aristocratic. It has generally been so popular art in a good sense and has been widely diffused. The popular art that has survived for inspection is good art, certainly as compared with the McFadden publications. Furthermore, this objection would at once subtract from considering one of the major claims of industrialism, which proposes to enlarge and not to diminish the audience of the artist, even to make his audience universal. And even if there should be proved to be, but actually census, a large number of people who enjoy good art through the agency of industrialism, then in past times, I should still suspect the vanity, val, vi, vi, no, southern accents. Oh, validity of the process by which they achieve good taste. For good taste cannot be had by simply going into the market for it. It will be but a superficial prosperity, superficial proper, pro, property. Okay. It will be but a superficial property and less valued because it was easily got. And it will be dangerous to society if society is merely gilded with culture and be cremated. permitted. Funny words. A lot of these got funny words in this. Okay. Okay. Such an atrocious. Now my southern accent's getting all in it. Oh, such a aristocrat, if it could be achieved, would reign very insecurely, and it would always be more likely that its manners would be perverted by the lower class than that of the manners of the lower class would be raised. Okay, so basically it's well, I have kind of, I'm not going to say I'm going to agree and not going to say I'm not, but I have noticed a lot, especially here, but I don't want to go off on a tangent. Really, I don't want to. I probably need to, but I don't want to. Okay, let me try to read a little bit more. Education, we are told, should deal with such matters as this. As long in the long run, we shall educate everybody, and good art will win because only good art will be taught. Well, I've been taught good art, and I wanted to be a comic book artist a long time ago. Well, first, but being a little kid, you change. Was wanted to be a kindergarten teacher, then that changed. Then I picked up the art, and so I wanted to be an artist, and basically pretty much stuck with the art, like forever. And but then I got thrown into doing other stuff than art, like cook. Had to be a good cook, which, I had to anyway, because uh, where we lived and how I had to live. So uh, I'm a fair cook, and then when I went to college, the first work study, what was work study? Food. Worked in the kitchen. Okay, let me try to get a little bit more in of this book. Well, I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll stop right here for a second. Yeah, I'll stop right here for a second because coming up on a break and um, just thinking. Yeah, I took all the art classes, and as I said in the other, I don't remember which one, that I took all. I only had to learn everything. The art appreciation. I mean, it and the music appreciation. Well, the music appreciation was easy A. I mean, literally, that was a easy class for me because uh, we had music a lot at home growing up. My dad bought an organ for us, and then we would play it, and then I went into band, and then in uh, junior high, I took both band, marching band, and art, and then I decided just put the trumpet down and just went with the art. And that's one thing I do remember writing for my bio for one of these plays I did, because it was what was I was the help with the set design, and the cues and stuff, and the pamphlet. Did the art for the pamphlet for the play. So I've done my share of stuff, bits and pieces, and that's what I told him. And he that ran off with it, that I put down the trumpet to pick up the pencil. Okay, well, I'll see you in a bit.